Joe Biden and the First Lady were greeted by Queen Elizabeth Sunday at Windsor Castle, where they were given a formal military welcome, followed by a decidedly more informal British tradition, an afternoon cup of tea. She was very gracious, the president told reporters Sunday at Heathrow Airport after he and First Lady Jill Biden held a private audience with the Queen at Windsor Castle. She reminded me of my mother, he added. Joe Biden revealed the Queen had asked him about his Russian and Chinese counterparts, Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping, during their 45-minute talk over tea at Windsor Castle, in the aftermath of the G7 summit on Sunday. It was an exceptionally rare. Those who speak to the Queen are not supposed to reveal what she has said, because, as head of state, the monarch does not publicly comment on political matters. No details of their discussion was disclosed by the palace, although a picture was taken of the Queen and her visitors in the castle's grand corridor. While these talks are bound to play a key role in the relationship between the UK and the US, one royal commentator believes a more personal topic for the Queen will also come up during the meeting. Asked whether she thinks the Bidens and the Queen will speak about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, royal author Katie Nicholl told the BBC, "Yes, I am sure there will be. The US president is friends with the Duke of Sussex and they've been close acquaintances since they met in Washington at an event in 2013, when the First Lady was Second Lady. They then met again in 2014. Jill Biden flew to London to cheer for the US team taking part in the first-ever Invictus Games. She and Harry met again in 2016, when he traveled across the pond to follow the tournament, this time taking place in Orlando, Florida. There, he also met Mr. Biden who, at the time, was the US vice president. They do have this common interest for serving the veteran community, and Jill Biden founded the Joining Forces initiative with Michelle Obama a decade ago to help military families. Ms. Nicholl continued. Regardless of that friendship, Meghan and Harry are living on California soil. And don't forget the Queen loves America. She has visited it privately several times, so she will want to know all about what is going on back at home. However, there is also a strong belief that Harry and Meghan would come up in talks. The Bidens knows about the tensions between royal family and the Sussexes. He will respectfully not say anything unless the Queen herself brings it up. And above all, that's a family issue and is no business of theirs to discuss with Her Majesty. Jill Biden has heaped praise on Prince Harry's work with wounded veterans, hours before attending tea with the Queen at Windsor Castle. Mrs. Biden was attending an event on her own, as she broke away from the rest of the spouses of the world leaders taking part in the G7. She met with Bude Surf Veterans, a program of volunteers who help first responders, veterans and military families cope with the stress of their jobs and lives by taking them on surfing excursions in the waters off the coast of Cornwall. Speaking of Prince Harry's passion project, the Invictus Games, the First Lady said, "I've done a lot with the Invictus Games and walking with the wounded." Last week Prince Harry announced the dates for the 2023 Invictus Games, to be held in the German city of Düsseldorf. Mrs. Biden chose the Bude Surf Group as a good place for her solo engagement, in part, to its support from the Invictus Games Foundation. The President and First Lady Jill Biden flew from the G7 summit in Cornwall to Heathrow by Air Force One and arrived at Windsor Castle via Marine One shortly after 5 p.m. local time Sunday for a guard of honor followed by tea with the Queen. Biden, accompanied by his wife, Jill, was the 13th holder of the office to have met Elizabeth II. After the American national anthem was played, Joe undertook what's considered tradition when world leaders pay a visit, and that would be inspecting the troops. He did a lap and then circled back with Jill and the Queen, proceeding to go inside for tea time. However, in 2018, the Queen inspected the Guard with Trump. The inspection of the Guard of Honor is something that the visiting head of state used to do with Prince Philip. He was retired by 2018, when Trump was invited, so the Queen stepped into the role. But in 2021, with the recent death of Prince Philip not far from her mind, the Queen asked Officer Commanding the Guard of Honor, Major James Taylor, and Major General Christopher Gicca to carry out the inspection with Biden. There was no breach of protocol this time, unlike in 2018 when President Trump accidentally walked in front of the Queen during the inspection of the Guard of Honor. Trump also shook the Queen's hand, and put his hand on the monarch's back, another breach of protocol during the state visit in 2019. Joe Biden arrived wearing sunglasses, but took them off. The Queen herself was wearing sunglasses during an engagement last week, when she received a rose in honor of her late husband, the Duke of Edinburgh. Biden also said he had invited the Queen to the White House, which she first visited in October 1957 on a 4-day stay when Dwight Eisenhower was president. That was not her first meeting with a U.S. president. As a princess, she met with Harry Truman in 1951. The Queen, wearing a floral pink dress and matching hat, looked on sparkling form, smiling broadly and chatting with Biden and his wife Dr. Jill Biden, in marked contrast to the stiff formality that pervaded the atmosphere when she greeted Donald Trump at the same venue in 2018 and again at London's Buckingham Palace in 2019. And ever the one to bring a little subtle meaning to her outfits, the Queen also added a beautiful star brooch, perhaps a nod to the state's Star-Spangled Banner? Biden wore a dark suit and the First Lady wore a lavender blue jacket and dress suit. Standing beside the Queen as the cameras clicked, there was no denying these two powerful women made a big impression. Senior courtiers previously told the Daily Beast that the Queen's meeting with Biden could be understood as a statement of her ongoing commitment to her duty, echoing the remarks she made on her 21st birthday, which are given some prominence on the royal family's website, when she said, in a radio address, "I declare before you all that my whole life, whether it be long or short, shall be devoted to your service and the service of our great imperial family to which we all belong." Following Sunday's visit with the Queen, President Biden flew to Brussels for the 31st summit of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, on Monday, where he's set to recommit to the transatlantic alliance. The Biden's visit follows the G7 summit in Cornwall, where the Queen first met them on Friday evening, during a drinks reception held by the royal family at the Eden Project. During the G7 summit, the royal family has taken a particularly active role, with the Queen hosting a reception for Biden and other G7 leaders at the Eden Project in Cornwall, also attended by Prince Charles, and his wife, Camilla, the Duchess of Cornwall, and Prince William and wife, Kate, the Duchess of Cambridge. Earlier, the president was 15 minutes late for a 9 a.m. Mass at the Sacred Heart and St. Ia Catholic Church as his cavalcade negotiated the twisting streets of St. Ives in Cornwall. Father Philip Dyson said he had not been given advance warning that the president and his wife would be joining them for the service and admitted he was slightly nervous while conducting the service. As one of the most well-known monarchs in the world, Queen Elizabeth has many duties. Following the passing of her beloved husband Prince Philip, however, she's expected to take a step down with regards her workload. Prince Charles and Prince William will step up to help her share the burden instead.
Thank you for watching. If you liked, feel free to leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon to get new video updates. We will update the latest videos about the royal family every day. Thanks and goodbye.